Okay, it is already 1 hour past. We've been discussing on this topic. So yeah, we're still talking about the signs and patterns of narcissistic abuse, and we went through six step, right? The first step was love bombing, to recap. Second step was fake identity, unrealistic, broken promises, constant lying, excuses. You start to feel confusion. You start to feel it. Third step is gaslighting. Start feel like now you lost your mind. That was third step. Fourth step is controlling and entitlement. Now taking everything from you, making you empty and hollow. Now you start to feel confused. Now you feel like you lost your mind. And the third, you feel like, yeah, hollow and empty. Everything they take away from you. Now fifth step was they start to discard you, and they try to escape the responsibility by being fake victim. So sixth step was twister of the truth. Now they're gonna twist the world against you, making you the one which is predator, and you're the wrong, you're stupid, lost your mind, and you're the one who need to see a psychiatrist, while they're the one who's been suffering from the disease. Okay. Now, after all that twisting and controlling and discarding, what comes next? The last step. It is... What comes next? Can you guess it? You're gonna guess it, I guess. That is so absurd, right? Dehumanization. The last seventh step is dehumanization. So they won't leave until you give up fighting, until you are left empty and full of wounds. So, they're very, they couldn't feel empath for you, So, that's it. So now, that's the seventh step. Dehumanizing you and feeling success and powerful by accomplishing in wounding you, dehumanizing you, and leaving you empty, taking everything off you. Alright. These are all the patterns and abuse of abuse. And I don't know which level you are in the relationship right now. If you see some patterns, like you see the first number step 1, then be careful, put your heads up. How do we tackle that? So, be careful, just keep plenty of evidence. And how do we tackle that? Do more research, and I'll share with you some tips on how to deal with it in this next question. Okay, so next question we're starting is, how do we slay the narc? Now comes the question. Now we know the abuse sign, we know the history of a narc, what narc traits are, and how many types there are, and then we learned about their patterns and their signs of abusement, and that we are suffering from it. Now lastly, the fourth step, how do we overcome it? How do we tackle with it? How do we slay the narc? Whether you can see it in someone else, or sometimes you might be the narc yourself. Yes, honestly speaking, truthfully speaking, we are all narc in some ways. And when I was with a narc, I myself was a little bit narcissist, like grandiose type, like self, entitlement or something like that. Like I myself was like, the narcissist comes into our life to convert us, exchange us. When they start to become the victim, then they started to change you into them, making you look like the predator, doing everything that is annoying, making you angry, making you lose mind, making you, hot with temper, and so confusing and lost that you become so much angry, and you become, like a predator. Like you go after them, like you want to kill them, and then the people are gonna think that, oh, you're the killer, you're the predator. Excuse me. Yeah, they make you look like that. So just be careful that they don't convert you. So I was just like, reading this about it, and I myself was like, okay, yeah, I myself was also suffering. Yeah, I was myself suffering some traits too in short period. But I started, because of my religion, Christian, studying God's word, I try to stay humble. It just keeps me on the ground and keeps me again and again, humble. And learning the lessons also kept me humble, and that I don't, have empathy, continue, like be opposite of them. Yep, that's the first step. to slay the narc. I just gave you the answer. How do we not let the narc convert us? Okay, that is the first step. That's, to slay the narc is that not to let them convert us into the devil, them in the devil's, face, because, like devil meaning like someone with no empath, no feelings, no passion.